Hey everyone. Now in this video I'm going to go through some packet capturing, in particular with Wi-Fi packet captures. I'm also going to touch on the filtering, or mainly that's what I'm going to talk about, both with capture filters and display filters, both in tcpdump and Wireshark. Now to do the captures I'm going to be using this laptop here, but I'm just going to display it on my normal display here. So even though it looks like I'm doing it here, it's actually running on the laptop. It's just easier for me to do the screen capture on this. So let's just rip into it and I'll show you what's going on. Now I've gone through how to set up a Linux machine to do wireless captures in a previous video, so I won't go too far into that. I've already set this laptop up in monitor mode, so it's ready to go. So I'm just going to start capturing on channel 1. Well, that's not capturing, that's just setting it up to be on channel 1. And I'll go to another display here. And if I run tcpdump now on the laptop, that's now capturing, well, now it's capturing, you can see lots of Wi-Fi stuff, and it's just coming in there. Now, you probably don't see often tcpdump getting used to do wireless captures, but it's quite capable of doing it. I mean, if you just wanted the whole capture, you could just write a file, just Wi-Fi cap, and that'll just save the whole lot to a file. And then you can open it in Wireshark later. Well, actually, I'll start with Wireshark. Right, I've just started the same thing, really. It's coming from the same interface, WLAN 0mon, and you can see captures coming in. So I'll just stop that. Again, there's no filters so far. And you can see all this crap here, mainly the lights, the Raspberry Pi talking to Li-Fi, which is my lights around the house. So anyway, we'll have a look. One of the things that you'll see often is a beacon frame. So I've picked this one here, which is from the Powerwall actually. And you can see that it's a beacon frame. But if we have a closer look, we'll just see what's going on. You can see it's got a type and a subtype. Now in Wi-Fi, there's 3 types of frames. There's management frames, control frames, and data frames. And within each of those, there's more subtypes. So a beacon frame is a management frame, okay, one of many management frames. So if you have a look here, where it says type and subtype, what it's referring to is type is one of those 3, management, control, or data. In this case, it's a management frame. And the subtype is the beacon. So if I just expand that a little bit here and show you what's inside, you can see the type is 0. That means it's a management frame. So 0 is management, 1 is control, and 2 is data. So 0 means it's a management frame, as it says there. So you've got the 0 in brackets. Now the subtype is 8, which means beacon. So we know that the type is 0 for a management frame, and the subtype of a management frame number 8 is a beacon. You can see that in the binary bit here. You can see that these 4 bits here, that would be 1, 2, 4, 8. It's just 8, as we know, so it's 8, and that's 0. If I went to a data frame, let me find, just pick this, request to send. It's a control frame. So up here we've got 1 as the type, and the subtype is 11. But going back to a beacon frame, if I just want to show a beacon frame on Wireshark, you don't even have to know the filters, because on Wireshark you can just click it, right? If I can go to a beacon frame here and go, okay, beacon, I can go right click, apply as filter, and what I've got selected. So I can just do that, and there it is, all written in for you. WLAN, frame control, type, subtype, that's the type subtype pair, which is this down here, 0008 with the hex value there, okay, 0x. So that means, as we know, obviously the version's there too, I'm not too worried about that. Type 0 for management and subtype 8 for beacon. Now that's a display filter, which means it's already captured all the stuff that was coming on the interface. I'm just filtering for my display here, okay? So if there were lots of data going through the air and I just wanted to look at beacons, sure, I can just see beacons by doing this, but it had to capture all those extra frames that I'm not interested in. And if you save that to a file, well, the file's going to be massive. So ideally, let's just say I'm looking just for beacons, I would set up a capture filter for beacons only. And that means that only beacons will get sent through to the capture. So to do that, I'll just go back, press this little button here, and you have an option for a capture filter. The format is very different to Wireshark, and I'll explain why. The format for the capture filter down here is the same as tcpdump, which is the pcap filter. So to show you what to put in there, I'm going to go back to tcpdump and do it there. So I'll just close all this crap. Okay, so back on the CLI, just to jog our memory, tcpdump, lots of stuff. So what's the capture filter? Well, if you look at the start up here. If you look at the manual for pcap filter, it tells you everything you need to know. And if you go down a bit, you can see here we have WLAN type. There it is. Oh, look at this. That for management, that for control, and that for data. And, well, we have subtypes. And here are a bunch of subtypes. They're the subtypes for the management, control subtypes, and data subtypes, which of course there's heaps. So what did I want? I wanted beacons. And what was that? You'll see, oh no, it's beacon. There it is there. So we want a subtype for beacon. So we can just do subtype beacon. And look at that, just the beacons. Now if I wanted everything except beacons, what I would do is just put not in front of it. So not subtype beacon. And there's all the other stuff. So going back to Wireshark, so now with that knowledge from the pcap filter manual page, we can go back to Wireshark and put that as a capture filter. So we know it's subtype beacon, which is just for beacons. Get rid of what I had there a second ago. So now we should just see beacons. The difference to this than before is I don't have to have a display filter because that's the only thing I'm capturing now. So you can use that for your capturing if you're capturing on tcpdump or Wireshark, and it cuts down the amount of capturing you're doing, especially if you're looking for something specific and you know what you're looking for. If you don't know what you're going to be looking for, just capture the lot, use your display filter, then save it out once you've got your stuff filtered out, so you don't have to keep this big file. Now one thing you've got to keep in mind is that subtype 8, in this case for a beacon, is subtype of the management frame, which is 0, okay? So the whole thing here is 0008. What you don't want to do is, see the subtype 8 down here, you could go, oh yeah, just do that one, subtype 8, but I've got two here. I've got a data frame and a beacon, okay? Because I've only specified the subtype of 8, but I didn't say what the main type is, whether it's a management frame, control frame, or data frame. So this will just show any old subtype 8. And you can see here that, yeah, here this one's a subtype 8, which is the beacon, but so is this data frame over here. I didn't specify which type of frame, just the subtype. So in data frames, its subtype 8 is this, QoS data. I mean, you want to be specific on what to do. So you see the hex up the top here is 28. The 2 is this 2 here. So that would be 1 if that was marked, and that would be 2 as it is there. So that 2 is that 2 there, and the 8 is down here. But anyway, I just wanted to point out that capture filters in Wireshark are the same as capture filters in tcpdump. So in tcpdump, if you wanted, let's have a look, request to send frames, for instance, that would be here. That's just subtype request to send. Now for these filters, you don't have to say what type because these are unique words here, RTS, CTS. That doesn't appear in any of the other types. So you can just say subtype RTS, subtype RTS. And I assume there's going to be some. And there they are. Okay, and we just see request to send. So anyway, the Wireshark filters, I haven't even looked up the manual on those like I did with the pcap filters because I don't have to. With Wireshark, you saw that you can just right click on the field you want and apply it as a filter, and it'll tell you what you need to know. Now, obviously, I know some common ones that I use all the time off by heart, but I certainly don't know everything that Wireshark can do, and I don't think anyone really would know everything. Just right click on it and select it as a filter, and it'll do it for you. If you have any questions on how to do things in Wireshark, leave a comment, and if it's something I'm set up to do here, then I'll try and go through it for you and try and explain it, because it's hard to know what people out there are trying to do with Wireshark to know what to sort of present here. But starting with packet captures and how to set the filters that you want. So I'll leave that there for now. Until next time, take it easy.